the first time ever on the channel, guys, I'm going to be showing you this. The beautiful 2022 Yamaha Tracer 9 GT. And we're going to talk about every reason I think this bike is a cool bike you should totally get. This is the third generation of this particular series. So Yamaha started with the FJ09 and then they moved on to the Tracer 900, and this is the Tracer 9, and it comes in two configurations, the base Tracer 9 and this, the beautiful 9 GT, which is very different from the 900. Yes, they may share similar looks, but just like Yamaha says, this is an entirely different bike. I'm talking about the ride feel, the performance, everything about it. It's just not the same as the previous generation. This beautiful sport tourer made its debut for this generation in the year 2021, and for this generation you get a whole lot. So right here in the front, of course, you get your full LED headlamps and daytime running lights with cornering lights. Of course, you get your sport touring tires, you get 17-inch rims, and moving on to the side, here, of course, you have your one-hand adjustable windshield, which you can raise or take lower depending on how you prefer it. You also get your adjustable handguard, and right here, you have this IMU system that was borrowed from the R1. So let's talk about that. So for this bike, you get two 3.5-inch screens. So on the left side, of course, you have one that shows your speedometer, your rev counter, and other information that you need to see. And on the right side, this is divided into 4 screens that show information that is customizable by the rider. So any of the 4 things he wants to see on the screen will be on the right side, which is pretty amazing. Then of course by the side you get a 12-volt socket. Moving on to this particular part of the bike here, you get an adjustable handbar, a very sizable fuel tank. I'm going to be telling you about that later. And you get these very beautiful and comfortable Alcantara bike seats that are just good. So these seats are very soft, very comfortable, just like I mentioned earlier. They get matching stitching to match the color of your bike, which comes in 3 colors. So like this, you have the gray one, then you have blue, and then you have red. These seats are also heated, which is super cool, and that's something I like about it. You also get dual height adjustability for the seat, so you can take it a bit higher or a bit lower depending on your preference. You also get adjustable foot pegs. All in all, this is a very good bike. So you get the sitting position of an ADV, an adventure bike. So you get that upright position, very comfortable, but you get the handling of a sport tourer, which it actually is. I think that is something that is really cool, actually. On either side, it has center stands for your saddlebags. So of course, you can load or unload the saddlebags with these center stands, which this bike actually comes with as standard. So the 9GT comes with 2 saddlebags. As opposed to the previous generation that had 22 liters, you get 30 liters for this one. And some say it can fit a full-sized helmet, which is debatable because some people also say that it can't fit their helmets. But if you own a bike like this, tell me, can your 9GT saddlebag fit your helmet? Right? Tell me in the comment section. Anyway, you also get this extended subframe on which you can hang your adventure or your accessory box when you're moving around. But of course, you can tell that the owner of this bike has taken all of these off, just so he can reduce the weight on the bike and enjoy his ride. The Tracer 9 and 9GT share certain components with the MT09, which include the chassis, the engine, and some other things, but there are a few differences. So here you have an 890cc CP3, a cross-plane 3-cylinder that is mated to a 6-speed wet clutch transmission, and this puts out 117 brake horsepower, which is sent to the rear wheels of this bike. What is a bike review without showing you how this bike sounds, right? So remember I said that the Tracer 9 and 9GT share components with the MT09. In the case of the engine is lighter, it puts out more power, and it is more fuel efficient. So you get 49 to 55 miles per gallon on this bike from this beautiful 18-liter tank, and this particular bike here weighs about 500 pounds. which is pretty good. Yamaha's D mode is active on this bike, and this basically means that you get 4 riding modes on this bike, just like your regular car. So you have mode 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mode 1 being the most aggressive, or let's just call that sport settings or sport plus. Then you have mode 2 as sport, and then you have mode 3 and mode 4 as some things that are way milder. Right? You also get adaptive or semi-adaptive suspensions on this particular bike, so they dampen the road harshness and you don't get to feel all of that as opposed to other bikes. Isn't that amazing? Well, it only comes in the 9GT. It doesn't come in the Tracer 9, so that's like the major difference, which you can tell if you look at the gold bars on the struts right there, front tires, right? Anyway, you also get 2 suspension modes. You get firm, which is like sport, and then you get comfort as your suspension modes. You get also new features in this bike. You get cruise control, you get traction control, you get slide control. You have an ABS on this bike. Yo, ABS on bikes. Well, anyway, the others you can turn off. You can manually turn off, but the ABS you cannot turn off. Now that's staying on. So the cruise control works in speeds above 31 miles per hour, and it works in 4th, 5th, and 6th gears, which is really cool. You also get heated grips right here with 10 level adjustment, which is really cool for when you go on those long rides in cold weather and all of that stuff, right? Very useful feature, actually. This bike is amazing, but there's something I'm somewhat uncomfortable with. So, right, you get that TFT screen that I showed you earlier, and it has a very gloss outlook, so it's very glossy, so it attracts dust. In the sun you don't get to see your screen, which may be uncomfortable for you if you are riding. Nonetheless, this particular bike is a perfect blend, just like I said, of that sport touring bike that it is and the adventure position, the adventure build of it. So it's a very good ride that you can take on long rides, something you can daily comfortably. It is amazing, and I think it is an essential bike to own. If you're thinking of how much you think this bike costs, it costs, well, pretty much more expensive than your car. Well, depending on what you drive. But we're talking along the lines of a $15,000 range for a brand new unit, which is pretty great. So guys, here's to say thank you so much to Drogon Rider. He owns this bike. He let me shoot his bike, and it is amazing. Like I said, it's the first bike on the channel, and I want you to tell me in the comment section what other bikes you would like to see me review. Thank you guys for watching up until this extent. I remain riding with me. Please do well to subscribe, like this video, and share to every new biker, because this is going to be one series you're going to enjoy on the channel. Anyway guys, bye.